So, you might be wondering why Mike Tyson has been accusing Hulu of stealing his life story. How exactly did they steal it, and why is Tyson angry? Stay tuned. We've got everything you need to know coming right up. Firstly, how did they steal his life story? The legendary boxer Mike Tyson criticizes Hulu for their upcoming life-themed series, Mike, which he claims was created without his consent. Hi and hello, and welcome back to our channel. Today we'll discuss Mike Tyson's accusing streaming service Hulu of stealing his life story. The 56-year-old aimed at the streaming service over the weekend and accused them of stealing his tale in a string of vehement social media tweets. "Don't be duped by Hulu. I disagree with their account of my life," Tyson, the earliest fighter ever to win a heavyweight championship, wrote on Instagram. "Instead, they took my life narrative and left me unpaid," he said. To Hulu execs, "I'm simply another person they can put up for auction." Dana White, the president of the UFC, allegedly declined Tyson's invitation to promote the show, which has Trevante Rhodes as the lead. "Hulu tried to desperately pay my brother Dana White millions without offering me $1 to promote their enslavers' takeover, a story about my life," he said in the post, which included a picture of him and White. He turned it down because he honors friendship and treats people with dignity. "I'll never forget what he did for me, just like I'll never forget what Hulu stole from me." The next day, Tyson tweeted, "Hulu's model of seizing life rights of celebs is egregiously greedy. #heads will roll. Keep watching closely. We've got everything you need to know about Mike Tyson's most controversial moments coming right up." Up next, what did the showrunner of the show have to say? The Walt Disney Company owns the majority of the streaming service. The showrunner of Mike, Karen Gist, stated during the Television Critics Association Awards last week that she wanted to tell an unbiased story about Tyson for the series. She said that viewers will decide what they believe or feel. She explained that she wanted to challenge what people think they know about Mike and hope that they leave the series with something else to think about. Does the tale make you wonder how complicit society has been, whether you like him or not? When we were creating stories in the writer's room, that was the goal and the North Star. Studios frequently produce films or TV series without the consent of the subjects they are about. However, in an interview with IndieWire, lawyer John L. Geiger said that most studios do not require a subject's life rights before moving through with production. He was speaking about the 2019 movie Hustlers, which is about a team of strippers and was inspired by real-life characters. According to Geiger, quoted by the publication, "The general norm countrywide is that the First Amendment is going to control narrative fiction." He also said that authors could use publicly available information about a subject because no one owns the details that make up their life story. The idea of life rights is somewhat misleading. On August 25th, Mike, an 8-episode series, is slated to make its Hulu debut. The show will reportedly examine Tyson's successes and setbacks, from his turbulent personal life to his career in the ring and beyond. Up next, what other controversial moments has Tyson been a part of? Throughout his career, Tyson has drawn controversy, particularly for the infamous bite he made out of Evander Holyfield's right ear in 1997. Tyson was temporarily suspended from the sport and disqualified due to the action. Tyson spent 3 years in prison following his 1992 conviction for raping Desiree Washington, then 18 years old. He insisted that they met with Washington voluntarily. In 1999, the former heavyweight champion was sentenced to 9 months for attacking 2 drivers after a collision. After a fight with a photographer at the Los Angeles International Airport, he was detained again in 2009, but no charges were brought. Another time, on a JetBlue flight leaving San Francisco International Airport on April 20th, Tyson got into a fight with a rude fellow passenger who he said was bothering him. At the time, a representative for Tyson said, "Unfortunately, Mr. Tyson had an issue on a flight with an angry passenger who began harassing him and hurled a water bottle at him while he was in his seat." TMZ video shows Tyson repeatedly punching the victim, who sought medical assistance and reported the incident to the authorities. According to the site, the boxer reportedly left the grounded plane moments after the altercation. You might be wondering what the new Mike limited series focuses on. Keep watching closely to find out. It's coming right up. So, what can you see in Hulu's new Mike trailer? In preparation for his role as Mike Tyson in the upcoming limited series Mike on Hulu, Trevante Rhodes is preparing for the fight of his life. In the first scene of the official trailer, Mike Rhodes acknowledges how the world sees him. "People only notice the animal. They refer to me as a savage. I'm the cruelest, most ruthless champion that has ever existed. Nothing compares to me." As Tyson, now 56, says Rhodes, 32, "My fashion is hasty. I am fierce. I want to devour your kids and eat your heart. Allah is to be praised. Is that who I am?" Mike wonders while facing the camera dressed in jail garb. The limited series explores the boxing legend's colorful and contentious life, including his early years and numerous legal run-ins, some of which put him in jail. But of course, viewers will also observe Tyson's ascent to legendary status in boxing. The show's creator, later, Karen Gist spoke candidly about its purpose in an interview with Entertainment Weekly, stating that it is not meant to glorify his life. Gist stated in June, "We were never attempting to argue that Mike Tyson is a hero or Mike Tyson is a villain. Instead, our objective was to take a very complex and divisive figure and attempt to understand why he was admired and demonized while adhering to our guiding principle of no one person is one thing." Up next, what does the show focus on? The 56-year-old Tyson has a lengthy history of being controversial in both boxing and entertainment industries. The limited series will focus on a number of his notoriously condemned actions, such as his turbulent relationship with Givens and the infamous 1997 bite he took out of Evander Holyfield's right ear. As a result, Tyson was eliminated from the competition and put on a temporary suspension. Another news regarding Tyson is that after the video of Mike Tyson hitting a fellow passenger who, in Tyson's words, was harassing him on a flight last month went viral, Tyson decided not to press charges. Due to the circumstances surrounding the confrontation, the San Mateo County District Attorney's Office confirmed to various news sources related to the topic on Wednesday that they will not press charges against the retired boxing legend, 55. After launching his cannabis brand, Tyson 2.0 last year, Tyson was on his way to the Benzinga Cannabis Capital Conference in Miami. At the time of the incident, he was scheduled to participate as the keynote speaker there. Lastly, what other legal issues has Tyson encountered? Tyson has faced legal action for acts of violence, including 3 years in prison after being found guilty of raping Desiree Washington, then 18 years old, in 1992. He has consistently insisted that their sexual interaction was mutually consenting. In 1999, the ex-heavyweight champion was sentenced to 9 months for attacking 2 drivers after a fight with a photographer at the Los Angeles International Airport. He was detained again in 2009, but no charges were brought. The incident in which Tyson chewed a portion of Evander Holyfield's right ear off during their 1997 rematch is probably his most infamous. Tyson was penalized $3 million in addition to being disqualified and briefly suspended from boxing for the incident. However, the most significant lawsuit Iron Mike has been involved in is the $115 million lawsuit from retired boxer Mike Landrum. Landrum sued because of Tyson's use of the nickname Iron Mike, which had already been used by Landrum. The lawsuit was on the grounds of the claims it hindered Landrum from getting any major title fights or sponsorships because of the name confusion. So, did the lawsuit have any real leg to stand on? Well, not exactly. The suit was quickly dismissed in court because of the lack of its merit, and it was also far too late. However, this again didn't stop Landrum, who tried again to sue Tyson a few years later, but for $55 million this time. But this time, it went just as far as the first time, then it was dismissed. So, there you have it. You have everything you need to know about Mike Tyson's accusation against the streaming service Hulu of stealing his life story, and even some other related news. So, don't forget to like the video and subscribe so you don't miss out on more content just like this.